Okay, next we're gonna up the difficulty, and we're gonna mess up a little bit with fractions. So let's say we have an operation. It's gonna be a two-step equation with fractions. So our first term is number 2 plus 1/8 x equals 4/8. All right. So we have one term, number 2. Our second term has 1/8 x. And the third term is 4/8. Do it easy on yourself. Mark what you need to keep by itself first. This one, because this has the variable, so this is what I want to leave by itself. Next, I'm gonna see what kind of operations I have. I have a plus sign here, but this is what I want to move around. This is what I want to get rid of. This doesn't have really any operation sign in the front, so that right away tells me it's an addition. So in order to delete that sign here, the invisible addition, I'm going to subtract the number 2 in both sides. This cancels, and I have 1/8 x equals 4/8 take away 2. All right? Now, this is a little bit messy because I have a fraction take away 2. All right? So we cannot do the operation unless we turn the number 2 to a fraction as well. Or if you have a whole number like the number 2, to make it a fraction, all you have to do is put it over 1, make it a fraction, right? Now, the next step I need to do is I have to subtract those two fractions. I cannot subtract those two fractions as it is because they have a different denominator. So what I need to do is I need to find a way to match the 2 over 1 to an 8, which is very easy in this case because all I have to do is multiply that fraction with the number 8. All right, this is the step I need to do. With that said, I'm going to go back here. I'm going to write 1/8 x equals 4/8. Take away 2 times 8 is 16, 1 times 8 is 8. So I'm changing this to this fraction. Next, I'm going to do the operation. I see 1/8 x equals 4, take away 16 is negative 12. And my denominator stays the same. All right? So now again, I'm going to point out how here there's an invisible multiplication sign. All right? So I know right away the opposite of multiplication is division. However, we don't divide fractions. What do? Is we multiply with the reciprocal. Reciprocal means you take this fraction here and you just flip it over. Actually, you multiply with the one that is like that. So with that said, I'm going to say 8 over 1 times with my original 1 over 8, okay, x equals negative 12 over 8, and then I'm multiplying the other side of the equation with the reciprocal as well, which is 8 over 1. With this step, I cancel the fraction. I still have x on this side of the equation, and over here I'm going to have to do my math. All right? Negative 2 times 8. Use your calculator. All right, make sure you put your negative sign here for the 12. So you're going to put negative 12 times 8 equals negative 96 over 8. If your initial equation had fractions, you're going to leave it on fractions. However, though, you need to simplify. All right. Now this is relatively easy. I can divide by 6 because not 6 by 8. You see, it goes easy. Even is negative 12. My answer would be negative 12. Also, when those two numbers, if you look at those two numbers, if they're even, you can divide by 2 or 4 or and simplify this fraction. All right. I hope that was helpful. Just remember the rules about fractions. To subtract fractions, you have to have the same denominator, and the same for adding fractions. And then if you have to divide fractions, you do not divide. You actually multiply, but you flipping the fraction over, you use the reciprocal.